Hal Lochner, this is Paul Cundiff. So I wanted to just go over the condition of the boat. These are actually cracks that you see in the varnish. The varnish is dried out, and this is called crazing. You can look it up on the internet. Call a painter and ask him what crazing is, and that is that means the varnish has failed. So this varnish, we need to strip down to bare wood on at least on the decks of this boat. We need to recalk this line. This line, if water gets in there, it goes down to what's called a shelf. And on all these boats that we've done so far, it's rotted the shelf out. I think yours, I'm not going to go digging and looking for a problem. So I don't believe yours is a problem yet, because in the other cases we had a lot of rot in this piece, and we don't have rot in the piece, and we had a lot of rot in these planks, and we don't have. I've got some discoloration, but I don't have any rot in the planks, so I think we'll be all right. We could do maintenance coats to the sides instead of a strip and refinish, but you see there's been some water intrusion around the bungs, and that water intrusion is the only way to get that off is to actually strip the sides and refinish the sides. But we might just do maintenance coats on the sides, and it'll look a lot better. It won't look perfect, so it just depends on how perfect you want it. But the sides aren't too bad, and I don't detect any crazing on the sides, so that's good news. I don't have enough light to know whether I've got crazing on the transom or not, and of course, probably the only way to get crazing on the transom would be if it's in the direct sunlight, maybe in your boathouse. When the doors open on the boathouse, for example. But so the sides look tolerable. The deck's going to take a strip and refinish. The red color will be the same. We'll try to get this amber color back on your decks, but there may be a little variation between the color up here and the color down here, unless of course we strip the sides and refinish the sides as well. And I'm not necessarily proposing that. I'm just telling you what giving you the information and let you make your decision. On the upholstery, it looks certainly looks serviceable. It's not quite the original. We can do the original for you if you want it, but we do need to take this skin off and replace your board back here. It is, as you can see, the staples are pulled out, and that's due to rot right there. Also, we'll need to replace your what's called hide-em. This is to hide the staples that are in your crash rail. The other side has failed completely, and it's got to come up for the varnish work on the decks anyway. But this hide-em, you can see the stitching has come loose. And in several places. So we'll replace that hide-em all the way around your cockpit. So that's, your step pads are wrong. So we can reuse them, or we can put the proper step pad on. Let us know what you'd like to do. Typically they didn't have step pads in back. They only had the step pads for the front seat, and this is not the correct step pad. But then again, you may not, there's a difference between practical and original. And you may want to just stick with practical. I notice you've got some aftermarket gauges. Again, you may want to stick with practical if you want to make sure that the gauges the Chris-Craft gauges are correct. They can be rebuilt, but if you want to use the aftermarket gauges, that's fine too. Just let us, we'll put that in the estimate, and you can decide as a line item, and then you can decide what line items you want to execute on and what line items you want to leave alone. The ceiling boards on this side are not only crazed, but the varnish is peeling. And on this side, the ceiling boards are okay. So looks like the sunlight is coming from the starboard side of your boat when it's getting sunlight. Maybe some windows in the garage that need a set of curtains. I don't know. But that's what we're looking at right there. Your tank appears to be stainless instead of aluminum, which is not actually Coast Guard approved, but you may want to, I don't know how old your tank is. I don't know what kind of problems you might be having with the engine, if you are or if you're not, but stainless is not an approved material. And I don't see a label on the tank indicating that it's Coast Guard approved and tested. So you may want to change the tank. You may not. We'll price the tank for you as well. I haven't done any kind of assessment on the engine. I think you took it out and ran it, so that may be assessment enough right there. Let us know if you want us to do any kind of assessment on the engine, do a tune-up, electronic ignition, anything like that, and we'll quote that for you as well. I do have right here, I detect just a little bit of a rotted bung and one bung right next to the other. So, you know, we might put one large bung right there and get the rot out of there before it can infect anything else. And that's right here. It's your driver's side. And my thought was, like, say, get the rot out of there before it can affect anything else, and plug that back up. But you can see the crazing, you know, even on this side of the boat. So that is going to require a strip down to bare wood and a refinish. So that's where we're at. I'll thank you for your advance payment, and I will send you an estimate for what it's going to take to finish you out. Thank you.